It is podcast day, and our guest today has spent over 35 years dedicated to spiritual exploration and energy work, guiding people to reconnect with themselves, experience inner peace, and fully embrace their true essence. She is a spiritual and energy healer, channeling transformation energy work for more than 20 years, and in 2020 received a profound gift of peace that depended on her work. So, let's help me in welcoming the amazing, the brilliant, the beautiful Alison Eades. And we're going to drop it some sparkle. Hey, Alison. So lovely to have you here. I hope you're having a lovely day, and so wonderful to have you on the podcast.
Yes, it's been a beautiful day, Sally. It's we've got nice weather finally, and everything is just feeling so peaceful.
Oh, that's nice. We've had a little bit of a busy day with back-to-back podcasts, but we've had some amazing guests on, and including yourself. So I can't wait to dive into today. I think our viewers are going to get a lot out of today, especially those who, may be feeling a little bit of struggle within their sort of life and struggle to get sort of present. But before we get into today's topic, I would love you to tell me a little bit about your journey to starting this business. Like, when did the idea start, and how did it progress to be, this amazing community of people that you have now?
Wow, it's been a long time. Back in like 2023, 24, I had an experience where I realized that I had an amazing weekend and I was feeling on top of the world. And then I went to see this particular person, and in seconds, my whole being just went bloomp. And I just felt really horrible after encountering this person. And I got home and I realized, wow, I've just let somebody affect how I feel about myself and my life. And about no, not even 6 weeks, probably 3 weeks after that, my brother and I went to a energy healing weekend, and the lady who was running that, the teacher, she pulled me aside and she said to me, Alison, you have this incredible gift, but you can't use it if you're not grounded. I had no idea what she was talking about. And she had me in tears because she was so strong about this, and I just had I really wasn't in a good place feeling about my own self. So I just didn't know how to take what she was saying. But after that, I spent like 3 years studying with her in the energy healing space, and it's just gone from there. And I moved back to it. So that was all in New Zealand. And I just kept doing this work. Like, I would meet people and they would just send people to me to do work with them. Learned a lot along the way, and started doing, I was always doing really spiritual practice anyway, but back in like around about the same time, I started doing very, very deep practice with a particular person and learnt a lot about myself through that practice,
Mm-hmm.
and came to Australia in 2018.
Yep.
And I saw a clairvoyant lady who was a friend of mine, and she said to me, Alison, why aren't you using your gifts? And I went, and I said, oh, it was supposed to be a 1 hour session. It lasted for 2.5 hours, and I was bawling my eyes out the whole time.
Oh, oh.
and and that was when I sort of moved from just playing with the work here in Australia to actually, making it my 100% business. So it's all I really do now, is run this business and see clients. And like you said, thanks to OmniSam,
Oh.
I've been able, yeah, change my life, as you know. I've been able to I'm in the process of building an online community and start to do online courses as well, which it's just what I've always wanted to do. So it's really beautiful to be able to have that reach out to so many people and having the platform to be able to do it. So yeah, that's sort of a part of how I got
Yeah.
here.
Well, congratulations, first off, that the fact that your business is your full time gig, that is, always especially a big milestone to be able to take it from something that you're learning or sort of doing to the point where it can be your full time gig. And um, what changed, I guess? So, when you joined OmniSam, I guess this is a little bit of prying into how did the system itself actually help you? What were you doing before OmniSam with your clients?
Yes. We'll have to call it a B. Oh, no, we can't say that. BO, I was going to say, which is not good. So before OmniSam.
That's okay. We don't mind a little bit of swearing and whatever you want to say. Yeah, but before OmniSam, be
So
Boz.
I had, yeah, that's right. I had no email system whatsoever.
Yeah,
I was not nurturing my clients. I've lost hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of clients because I had no nurturing system. I had
yeah,
no way to stay in touch with people. I've been using Acuity since I started my business in Australia. Um, Even in New Zealand, I had nothing. Like it was just all by chance. And that was basically all the tech that I had was Acuity and a website that was broken, basically. And oh yeah, that's a big long story. I had zero website for like 2 or 3 years, and I didn't even know what a landing page was.
there you go.
Seriously, I had no clue.
Well, you've
So
come a
my
long
business,
way. Yeah.
oh, definitely, definitely, and I mean, I'm even doing like YouTube video recordings now, so that's huge for Alison. Um, so yeah, there was just nothing. My whole business has been built on word of mouth, and the churn with clients was huge because they'd come and see me once, and they wouldn't. No, I wouldn't even know how to ask them if they'd like to have another session with me.
Hmm.
And now I've got clients that I've been seeing for 3 or 4 years, weekly or fortnightly. And so I've got a really beautiful client base of people that just believe and trust in what I offer. And it's been so transformative for their lives. But from an OmniSam perspective, I got quite ill in 2023 and I'm laying in bed, had no money coming in because I couldn't see clients. And I'm like, okay, I need to change this and I need to create a passive income. And then through the beautiful Patty Duque, she introduced me to OmniSam right at the beginning of OmniSam's journey back in July or August 2024.
Hmm.
And so since then, I've literally got clients now who are in their second year of nurture emails.
Yay. That's awesome.
So that's how long the nurture emails have been going for. I do only have about 100 people in my nurture sequence, but I haven't done anything to really build that yet because I've been more focusing on building the membership and building the online course that I wanted to be able to offer. And so I'm just getting into that now. And as you know, I've just done that lead magnet generation
Yay.
accelerator. So I have a lead magnet now. I've built everything myself, as you know, in OmniSam. And so I think that's probably why it's taken so long, is because I haven't really had the budget to do a DFY. I've had to do the DIY option. But I'm also like, I've got a technical background. And so
Yeah.
I don't mind having a play with technology, and I'm the sort of person that likes to know what's going on behind the scenes and know how things work. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's been amazing.
I know that feeling. You want to know how it goes together, right? And even though, like, people who do the done for you method, they still have to watch the training videos anyway because it literally is the central hub of your entire business. Like we say, it's our central place of truth. If it's not in OmniSam or in a calendar, it doesn't exist. So yeah, it's awesome. But we're here for you to share some of your amazingness with our community and our audience today. And your topic is on why so many capable people struggle to get traction. So, what are some of the most, I guess, common reasons that you see that capable, responsible people actually struggle to gain traction in their life?
Really interesting question there, Sally. And I see it a lot with my clients. What actually happens is we tend to hold on to our past. We don't know how to process some of the things that have happened in our past. And if we're not completely present, then we tend to actually be like stuck back in those places because we don't know how to get through those things. And by being stuck in the past, it means that you're not present. We can be Some people can be quite airy fairy or daydreamy,
Mm-hmm.
purely because they're not in the present moment. They're not grounded in their bodies. The past traumas and experience that we've had can tend to, like, I work with energy, and so those traumas and experiences can get stuck within the energy system of our bodies. So I generally work with the physical body, which obviously we can see, and then I sort of talk to people about the energy body and the way in which I've been taught this through my inner wisdom, and my connection with source, because as you know, everything I do is channeled,
Yeah.
is the energy body. Yeah, the energy body and the physical body are blueprints of each other. But what happens with trauma, or it doesn't have to be so traumatic, it could just be something that you haven't processed, is we can take our energy body out of our physical body and we become out of alignment.
Mm-hmm.
And when we're out of alignment, the energy doesn't flow. And also, we use our minds a lot to keep ourselves trapped in that space because our, what I call the egoic mind, tries to pretend that we're safe by not being present in our lives,
Mm-hmm.
because in the past, being present in your life might have meant that you are in a place where you don't feel safe, or you don't feel heard, or you might have had an accident or something and you haven't completely come to terms with what that the impact of what that accident has had on you. So there's so many different causes that feed into the fact that you don't get traction. But at the end of the day, the reason why you don't have traction is because you're not completely present, you're not fully grounded in your body, you haven't brought the energy body and the physical body together. And that's generally because if you're not present, it's generally because you're sitting in the past.
Yeah, so that would go back to that person that shifted the way you thought, and then you just kept holding on to that feeling, that thought. Like, personally, I've been through trauma myself, and flashbacks are a huge part that I'm still working through everything myself, but, that's a big part of still living in the past, still, bringing that into, I guess, your present being. I never really thought about those two, sort of energy and your actual physical body. Because really, we are like, when you walk into a room and you can feel if somebody's upset or angry, right? That's the energy that we put out. So yeah, I can sort of see what you're saying here with sort of stuck back here. The energy's stuck but not aligned with the actual physical body. So, what are some habits that people can, do or feel to be more present and more grounded?
So, the first thing that I actually help people with is to bring that energy body back into the physical body. That's always number one,
Mm-hmm.
and it depends on the level of ungroundedness, I suppose, as to how easy or hard that is to do. But I think even before, well, as part of the process, it's important for people to realize what their habits are. So, the more that you can actually allow yourself to be an observer of self, so, like with your flashbacks, Sally, the more that you're aware that you're actually having a flashback, because some people wouldn't even realize that they're having a flashback because they're so not present, right? And they might get caught up in that flashback without actually realizing that that's the cause of why they have suddenly felt a wobble, or
Mm.
uncomfortable, or they might have been happy.
Yeah, that anxious feeling that comes over you when you don't, and you sit there and you think, why am I wasn't doing anything. or I was just on a walk, or I just saw something, and then all of a sudden this feeling. The only reason I know that they're flashbacks now is because of therapy, right? But before, I never had that connection, and it's through people like yourself that help people that have been through trauma, I guess, to start to make that connection. Yeah, so tell me more about getting present, getting grounded.
Yeah, well, I used like talking about that. I used to have panic attacks, but I didn't even know that they were panic attacks. And then
Hmm.
one day I went, "Oh, I think that might be a panic attack." And then because I was able to then observe myself,
Hmm.
I could then start seeing when I was triggering into that panic attack, what was actually triggering it, working on that trigger. And then if I wasn't picking up the trigger, I could actually see what my pattern was after the trigger,
Right.
right?
Yes.
So as the pattern started developing, I could then go, oh, I'm in that pattern again. And it takes time to
Mm.
actually see that. But eventually, because I was observing myself, I could then see what my patterns were. I could see where I was in that stage of that pattern or that panic attack. And eventually, I was able to literally just unravel it. And I
Mm.
don't get panic attacks anymore.
That is so awesome. That sort of almost like stepping outside yourself as like a like, is it like you're witnessing yourself, or you're present
It's
internally?
it's an internal presence.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I guess it's a bit of emotional intelligence as well, right? Because I know myself, if say something happens that might trigger something, because I am emotionally intelligent, I've had enough therapy, I've had a lot, not enough. You never have enough. That's always, you've got to have somebody. Um, but then I'll start telling myself off, right? You know better, you know, just why is this happening? You've already dealt with this, especially, overcoming, trauma. It's a big, long road of, yep, I think I fixed it. Oh no, I think I fixed it. Oh no.
Totally.
Right? Like, I mean, I didn't start dealing with mine until I turned 40. And then I was like, because I remember when my husband and I were on our honeymoon, he goes, one day you'll need to talk to somebody about that. And that was, we were 23. And it took me till 40 to finally go and talk to somebody about that. But it's still a journey for myself. But I never knew about grounding, being present. I'd never heard the word mindful before I started therapy. I'd heard the word meditation, like it's just a thing that people, do, but I never truly understood what it meant to be present. Can you explain that to us? Like, for somebody who's like, what do you mean by being present and grounded?
Hmm. So presence and grounded sort of goes hand in hand. You can't be present if you're not grounded, but you can be grounded and not be present, if that makes sense. So the grounding generally comes first. But I will talk about the presence because it's an experience that is quite noticeable. So when you're fully present, and this is what happened when I received that beautiful gift of peace in 2020, um, changes your whole life, like your whole way of living and seeing the world completely changes. But what actually happened was it was almost like beforehand, there was all these jigsaw puzzle pieces all over the place. I was quite scattered and I never knew whether I was Arthur or Martha. Even though I was doing lots of spiritual practice, there were still moments where I just was not really here. Like I
Mm-hmm.
was just thinking of this one minute, thinking of that the next, constantly second guessing myself, not being able to make decisions, right? Because I didn't know whether it was the right thing or the wrong thing to do. But when you finally become present, what actually happens is it's like all of those jigsaw puzzle pieces just fall into place, like just
Okay.
like that. And the discomfort disappears. The experience of not knowing what to choose or that second guessing of yourself, should I be doing this or should I be doing that? Um, not even knowing what you're feeling, like everything just becomes very still. And there is just this present moment, like right now.
Wow. See, I have ADHD. So I've never had a quiet brain ever. Uh, and I've met people who have got onto the right medication or whatever and experienced quiet brain. I have yet to. We're trying lots of different things to get there. But I remember somebody said to me, I'm washing the dishes and I'm just washing the dishes. And I'm like, what do you mean? I'm thinking what I'm doing next week, what's for dinner, should I do the laundry? No, probably Danny will do that. What's my next podcast guest? Like it just doesn't stop. So being present is like that quiet, yeah, in your
Yes.
oh,
Yes.
it sounds
The
beautiful.
it is. It's amazing. Like it's life changing, and it's quite interesting how you talk about when I'm doing the dishes. I just do the dishes. Back
Yeah.
in Francie's 21 now, so like 20 and a half years ago, I went on this beautiful 10-day silent retreat. It was a Buddhist retreat that I went on.
Wow.
And right at the end of that retreat, I think the Buddha Dharma Lama, the lady that was teaching us, we'd finished the retreat, we'd had our last lunch, we were about to leave, and she must have seen how vacant I was, like just how non-present I was. And she goes, Alison, just wait a minute. And there's like 10 or 12 people there. I'm thinking, why are you picking on me? And she goes, now sit back down again. And I do this with my clients all the time now. Sit back down again. So I sat down and she goes, now when you stand up, just stand up. Don't do anything else. She could see that I was actually thinking about finding, seeing if my car, the person that was picking me up had arrived, seeing my baby because I hadn't seen him for 10 days. And she said, just stand up, do nothing else. And I'm like, huh? And I did. And she said, now, when you push the chair in back under the table, just do that one thing.
Mm,
Changed one of the things that changed my life, literally changed my life that day. I went
wow.
home. When I folded the tea towels, I would wait till the kids were in bed because I had little babies at that
Mm-hmm.
stage, right? And I would literally sit down and just fold the tea towel. And I would sit and be present with just that one tea towel and I would
Mm-hmm.
fold it. And
Yes.
that started 20 years ago, that practice.
Yeah. And I guess it's a bit of muscle memory once you start building that up and being able to do it. I guess it, it becomes part of life, right? That's building habits around wanting and learning to be present. I know Jackie, like, she gets her children to meditate at a very young age, right? And it's just part of being healthy. Uh, my husband, myself, and Ash, we had a little bit of an argument one night because I asked him, what is he thinking? And he said, nothing. I said, bullshit. He goes, no, nothing. And I'm like, no. When I'm thinking nothing, I'm thinking that I'm thinking nothing. Therefore, I'm thinking. And he's definitely not ADHD. But Ash, when she finally, started working on hers, she rang because both her and I were arguing with him, saying, "Nah, you're lying, you're lying, you're lying." And then she rang. She says, "Put your husband on the phone." And I said, "Why?" She's like, "Got to apologize." And I'm like, "Apologize? What for? What?" She says, "Because I'm cooking, and I'm just cooking." So I'm still to not I have not yet experienced it, but I'm working on it. I am actively working on how can I get a little quieter in the brain, right? It's a process, and I'm only in my early stages. I've had it for since I was a kid, but only late diagnosis in that area. But now, sort of pivoting a little bit, the grounding side of stuff. You do what's called somatic grounding. Can you explain to us what somatic grounding actually is?
Yes, so I call it deep somatic grounding because it's more than just what a lot of practitioners use as somatic. Somatic just means body, so it just means
Mm-hmm.
being aware of the body.
Mm-hmm.
But deep somatic grounding goes deeper, there's more to it than that. And what deep somatic grounding is, it is literally the process of bringing that energy body and that physical body together. And it's like they're hand in glove because they're blueprints of each other.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes, some people can do it pretty quickly, but
Yeah.
most people, because of, if you're holding on to any energy, if you're not letting that energy flow, it doesn't happen automatically
Mm-hmm.
because you're resisting. bringing the two bodies together,
Right. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, um, the way in which I do deep somatic grounding, this is what my signature course is all about. It's not quite available yet, but it will be very soon.
Well, who knows when somebody's listening to this, it could be now or a few years into the future, right? It'll definitely be up and running.
It will definitely be up and running.
That's it.
It's all been recorded. I've just got a little bit of editing left to do, and then it will be ready to go.
So
And
exciting.
yes, it is exciting. It's like my whole life's work.
Beautiful.
And what that course is all about is how to actually get deep somatic grounding, how to
Mm,
get deeply somatically grounded, and the difference between being grounded deeply and just grounding. Because you can, what I call earthing is when we go and walk on the ground,
mm,
like we go and walk on the grass, go into the bush, or go and walk on the beach. What you're actually doing when you do that is you're grounding your physical body. You're
mm-hmm.
letting your physical body touch the earth, which has
Yep.
an impact, right? Can't argue with that. But if you've actually brought your energy body all the way into your physical body and then you go and step on the earth, you're actually grounding not just your physical body, but you're bringing your energy body in as well and grounding the two together. And
So
that's deep
awesome.
alignment.
Yeah, I love the way you explain it. And you have such a calming voice and nature to you. Like, I feel like even just talking to you, I'm feeling more relaxed. It's been a very busy day today. But just spending time with you, I can feel that inner peace just sort of settling. Um, would it be okay if you actually, like for our audience and our listeners, to do a little short exercise for us? I'm sure that they can put their little headphones in and enjoy that peace, calm of Alison Eades.
Definitely. I'd love to do that,
That
Sally.
would be awesome. All right, I'll let you take the stage and do you.
Sure. Thank you. What I'm just going to do first, though, Sally, just for you, is I'm
Yeah,
going to give you a little exercise, and everyone can do this, of course, but I'm
yeah.
going to give you an exercise that might help you just quieten your mind down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Take the index finger of your dominant hand and stick it on the tip of your nose, and then just focus on that point. And your mind should slow down as you do that.
Oh my goodness.
And just as an exercise to take that more deeper, just gently breathe in through your nose. Feel the breath going in through your nose, and then gently feel the breath as you exhale. And then bring all of your awareness and your attention down into the very tips of your toes. And imagine that you're drawing a tiny little dot on each toe. And focus your awareness and your attention and your energy into your toes. And allow your toes to fill up with that energy. Just be aware of the next breath. And in the next breath, bring the breath all the way down into your toes. So all the way through your body and then down into your toes. That's it. And just allow your feet to fill up with that energy and that awareness. So that all that you're doing in this moment is just focusing on your feet. And then allow that awareness and that energy to fill up your ankles, your lower legs, your knees, your thighs and upper legs, your bottom and your hips. Just take another breath to continue to bring that stillness and that awareness and that energy into your legs and into your body. Then become aware of your pelvis and your abdomen, bringing all of your awareness and your energy into that lower part of your torso. Remembering your hips, the actual bones in your hips and the tops of your legs, and your pelvic bones and your lower back. Take another gentle breath, just allowing yourself to stay deeply present in your body. And then just allow the rest of your body to fill up with that awareness and that energy through your belly button, your back, your spine, into the solar plexus area and your rib cage, and then into your chest and your upper body, your shoulders and your shoulder blades, the middle of your back. And just do a scan of your body so far and see that it is all filled with this awareness and your energy. And if there are any gaps, just allow yourself to pay attention to that area where the gaps are. Sometimes if you have pain in your body, it's difficult to bring your awareness and your energy into the pain. So just acknowledge that the pain is there and allow it to fill up. Allow that space in your body to fill up with the energy. Take another gentle breath in through your nose and just bring that breath all the way through your torso and your legs. And then allow yourself to bring your awareness and your energy into your fingertips, your fingers, your hands, your wrists, and your arms. And by now, your body should be filled all the way up to your neck with your awareness and your energy. And then just keep filling up your neck and your head, paying attention to your mouth and your teeth and your gums, your tongue, your lips, your cheeks, your nose, your eyes, your ears, and all of the tiny little elements that exist inside of your face and inside of your head. So your brain, your pituitary gland, your pineal gland, your forehead. And just imagine that all of your head and your neck is now filled up with your awareness and your energy. And just come to the very top of your head and draw a tiny little dot at the top of your head. And then we're going to gently, very, very gently and slowly move your awareness back through your body down into your feet. And then you're going to imagine that there is energy coming out of the bottom of your feet and extending deeply into the earth. So you can feel the energy of the earth. You can feel the pulse of the heartbeat of the earth, the nurturing and nourishing, and allow that to flow through your body. And then very gently, again, bring your awareness back up your body and come to the point at the very center of your chest. That's where your heart chakra is. Draw a little dot in your heart chakra to anchor the energy body and the physical body together. Take a gentle breath in, and when you're ready, gently open your eyes.
Okay, it's time to go to bed now. Oh my God, I feel amazing. It feels slow. I feel like I'm slowed right down. Yeah, I could feel my body warm but cool at the same time. That was cool, Alison. Thank you.
And how's your mind, Sally?
It feels floaty. Yeah, it like even just the finger on the nose thing, it was like all of a sudden everything started to slow down. And and then yeah, the pulsating earth, I could feel that really strong pulsating earth. And when you said fill the gaps, that was cool because the areas that weren't warm and cooly, I just kind of went into those and just kind of warm and cool them. It was like I'm warm on the inside but cool outside. It was, yeah, it was very lovely. Thank you, Alison. I hope
My
everybody listening and watching that you did the same. If not, rewind back and do it properly. It's so worth it. That was really lovely. I feel like we could just crawl up together in a little ball. Oh, and so you do this very regularly with your clients, right? Like if this is, and I know you were doing in person, but you do this online and everything now as well.
yes,
Yeah, so
yeah,
beautiful, so
and
lovely.
it is beautiful, isn't it? And I get the same reaction all the time.
I see you just smiling and nodding. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. All right.
That
Well, I feel like I've got some more interview questions for you. I probably should have asked for that towards the end, and we could have just gone to bed. Um, that's okay. It's only 1:40 in the afternoon here, and I've got staff still here working, so I can't just go crawling to bed. But that was lovely. And the good thing is now it's on a recording. I'm just going to go back and listen to it later on and redo that whole thing. So beautiful. Well, Alison, let's talk a little bit, I guess, a little bit more about you. I love to kind of, I guess, get a little deep with you. So if you could have a conversation with your younger self, what would you say to your younger self?
oh, Sally, that I'm beautiful inside and out.
Oh, right. How, like, I think I was just the last interview I had with Zoe. I don't know where the conversation went, but it made me remember, the chubby girl in school and being bullied. But looking back, we're all beautiful, right? Yeah, we have that, especially through our younger teenage years. We're always looking at the prettiest girl in school or the popular kids, right? No matter how much like I was in the musos and the arty farty people, that was me. But you still look at those and compare, right? But I think we're
Totally.
we're all beautiful in our own way, and that's, yeah, such a beautiful insight there. Um, what's one experience in your life? Well, I guess you may have shared this one already, that completely changed your perspective. And I'm guessing it's the story you shared earlier, right? That massive shift that you had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I explain a little bit about that,
I
Sally?
would
Because
love that.
it was
Yes.
so interesting.
Yeah.
Um, I've been on, as you mentioned right back at the beginning, I've been on this spiritual journey for most of my adult life, which is significant now because I've just turned 59. And I had, because of the deep spiritual, excuse me, because of the deep spiritual work that I've been doing for such a long time, I had multiple experiences where I could feel myself moving from this place of the ego mind being in control to
Mm-hmm.
the place of stillness that you may have experienced a little bit during that meditation. But I would get to a point where my ego mind would kick back in and it would take me back into what I call the suffering, right? The
Mm-hmm.
struggle. But and this happened multiple times over many years with the work that the deep, deep spiritual practice that I was doing. And in 2020, a very, very close friend of mine who had known since my baby, like Francie was a baby. So it was probably about 18 years I'd known him. And we used to have really deep, meaningful spiritual conversations all the time. He passed away. And one day, not long after he passed away, I saw his essence in the corner of my bedroom. I was just sitting on my bed. I think I must have just woken up or something. And I went, oh, David's there. Like I could just see, I could feel him there. It was like he was this fuzzy
Mm-hmm.
sort of essence. And I could still feel he had been what we call enlightened. So his mind was quiet. He had been declutched from his mind years before because of his
Mm-hmm.
spiritual practice. And I mean, I spent years with people who had been enlightened. I've got some really beautiful friends, and they all have very quiet minds and just deep, deep experiences of life. So I knew that David didn't have any mental suffering, but he had physical, like medical issues that meant he was in pain every minute of every day. So he still had a physical suffering. And that's what I could see in this essence. And then I just saw this essence just gently move across the room. And it was like there was this veil, just like a line, a tiny thread. And he moved through that veil. And I went, oh, David's in peace now.
Oh,
And then I went, oh,
goosebumps.
so am I. It's like my whole
Wow.
mind just shut down and
Yes.
everything just changed. My whole life just changed in front of my eyes in that moment.
Wow. I know that moment between asleep and awake. I've also had a couple of times where I've woken up and I've seen my husband's grandmother. She was very spiritually enlightened as well. She was inducted into the Psychic Hall of Fame. She was very well known for speaking and that on stages and inspiring people of all ages. You'd never get from her, oh, the young people have got it easy. It was always the young people have got it hard. What can I do to help? She was, and I think in one of her previous interviews, I was saying like when she was close to passing, she was at complete peace because she's like, I'm done. I'm ready to go home.
Yeah.
I hope to go out like that, to feel like I've got no regrets. I've done a wonderful thing on this earth and I'm ready to just let go. And her and I had this really beautiful connection from the minute we met. And then it was a it was a visit. Like I don't really talk about it much, but it was so real. Right between that awake and asleep state early in the morning, and it stayed with me all day. Like it it happened. Like, and
Yes.
I even said to my mum, I said, because my mum never really talks about any of this sort of stuff, and I told her, and I said it was real. Like it was so real. I thought I had it with my grandfather many years ago after he passed, because him and I were really, really close. And it was like that, but tenfold with her. I guess maybe because she was more enlightened. And it was like just peace to let me know that she was okay. And she's come a couple of times since then as well.
Yes.
I
How
just had
beautiful.
that connection with her. So, yeah, I get it. Like, it's just, you just know, like, years for years, I've people who used to call me the, the hippie, the, crazy, because I like looking at all of these things. And when I met her, she told me that I should be in the spiritual psychic space. But I'm very techie and all of that, but I'm very much intrigued by the whole spiritual side of things, and I always have been. I'm not religious in like God and things like that, but I know in me that there's something more, right? You can like feel other people's energy. That's why I stepped away from coaching. I couldn't separate the emotional part, and I would wear it and I would
Ah,
hold it,
yes.
and it would just became too much for me. Like, I like kind of telling people what to do. But if they're soft, like, I send them to people like you or Jenny, or those people that have been given that gift, but also they don't hold it like I hold it for them in my body. But mentoring is much better for me. It's like, click that button, turn on that funnel. But this whole spiritual space has always very much intrigued me, and I've always been really interested to learn how could I develop that skill, because I know that it's there, but I've never spent the time to build that muscle memory. I guess this may be a little different or a little woohoo from what most of our listeners normally listen to, and I don't really talk about this sort of stuff much outside of my family. But when my mum said she believed me, it felt oh, like I could be okay with saying it out loud, because mum was like, yeah, I believe you. And for someone like my mum, who's very matter of fact type person, to truly believe it, it was like she'd given me permission to say, it's okay to explore this side of yourself. But like I said before, I would love to be just like Danny's grandma when I get to that time where we're about to go, and just be like, I'm ready. I'm happy. I've done everything. So yeah, anyway, I thought I'd just share that story. I went off onto a little
That's
tangent there.
beautiful. That's okay.
I'm
That's
sure
my
you
goal too, Sally.
you bring this out in everybody, I am sure. I am sure. Now, we are really excited because Alison is actually one of our experts inside of the OmniSpark Academy now, and she'll be running her own sessions around this. And I think it's a this is why when you put your application in, we're like, yes, yes, this is something that especially business owners and entrepreneurs need, uh, is a way to slow down. Most entrepreneurs, they're going at a million miles an hour. I can even feel even my speech has slowed down having you in the room. um, so I'm really excited. So what type of things are you going to be doing in your expert sessions?
Well, Sally, I never really know. I think I have written out a whole list of them, but I didn't check what they were before we came on. But I generally work on, like, Source gives me little themes that usually
Mm-hmm.
the day before I do a circle or a session like that. And because everything I do is channeled, I just trust in the process and just allow whatever needs to come through. But generally, the sorts of things that we work on. So, what we've done today is just a tiny, tiny little
Mm.
first step. There, we do so many other things. I work a lot with the chakras because obviously the chakras are part of our bodies and part of our energy body. I work with what I can actually start working with each person that comes to the session, the expert session. If they do have any energy that's stuck, we actually look at that
Mm-hmm.
and can help you to dissolve that energy. So I call myself a mentor or a guide because I don't actually, all I do is I hold a sacred space of high vibrational energy. And even online, it's actually amazing how that energy just gets amplified online, like in my
Mm.
group. It's everyone's just blown away with it. And so what we do is we can actually allow you as the client to sit in the group, and we can actually sit in whatever it is that you're holding on to, and it can just be dissolved. So that actually helps you to move forward and be more present, because again, it's the energy that you're holding on to that is stopping you. And
Mm-hmm.
if you've got any hang-ups around, being online or doing recording videos or even just taking that first step in your business, we can actually help you walk through whatever those things are that are stopping you.
Oh,
So, yeah,
so awesome. Well, we're very privileged to have you as one of our experts for this year. And any of our academy or studio clients, make sure you check the VOZ calendar for when Alison's in for her sessions. Now, the next part of our show is normally fast talk. I feel like it should be called slow talk. And I'm just thinking at the end of it, we usually have this big air horn that goes off at the end of the 2 minutes. I'm thinking I need to change that. I'm just going to
I'll ding
actually,
my bowl.
your bowl, or just this little like little bell,
Perfect.
right? So this is our tangent bell that comes out during meetings. So when Sally goes on a tangent, we ring it. So I'm going to actually just move a scene down so that horrible loud doesn't go off. We will do fast, slow talk with you with my little handmade bell here, because I really don't want to like ruin the mood that you've created in this episode here. So, are you ready for some slow paced fast talk? Okay. Let's do this. All right. So, first question for you is morning meditation or evening reflection?
Morning meditation.
Sacred song or light language?
Oh, both.
Oh, you've got to choose.
Oh,
Oh.
sacred song.
Journaling or walking?
Walking.
Nature or home sanctuary?
Or home.
Breathwork or body movement?
Body movement.
Tea or water?
Consciously. Tea.
Consciously. Tea. Silence or music?
Silence.
Guided session or solo practice?
For me, solo practice.
Mindset or energy?
Oh, yeah, I have to say mindset there. That's weird.
Okay, here's one for you. Inner work or outer work?
Or always inner.
Yeah. Yoga or somatic?
Somatic.
Spiritual reading or intuitive listening?
Intuitive listening.
Light or darkness?
God, they're both the same.
Why? Why? How do you see them both as the same?
Because all energy is love.
Ah, there you go. Heart or mind?
Heart always.
Stillness or flow?
Oh, flow.
Giving or receiving?
Giving.
One big session or multiple small practices?
Multiple small practices.
Connection with others or connection with self?
Always connection with self first.
First. Ritual or spontaneity?
Spontaneity.
Daily practice or retreat?
Daily practice.
Intuition or logic?
Intuition.
There we go. We don't have that big glockenspiel bell going off. Nice little ding. So, one other final question for you. One word that describes your spiritual journey.
That's a hard one. Fullness.
Fullness. Oh, I love that. That's how you made me feel before, with all the warmth and the coolness. So lovely. All right. Now, Ma always makes me ask this question. I'm sure she's going to do something with them one day. But you've got to say, hi, I'm Alison Eades and I sparkle because, and then fill in the sentence.
Okay. Hello, I'm Alison Eades and I sparkle because I just love living in the love energy.
Oh, so lovely. Now, Alison, if anyone is listening or watching this and you're like, I need to know more, where can people go stalk Alison and see what you're all about?
Well, I am on Facebook, so you can find my profile under Alison Eades. And my business page is Alison Eades, The Divine Connection, and it's the same on Instagram. So alison.eades.the Divine Connection. And my website is alisoneades.com. It's really easy. Everything's the same.
And
So,
we'll
yeah.
make sure that there's links around this video and in the show notes and everything. And it's spelled ALISONEADES for those who are listening and thinking, but how do we spell it? That's how you spell it. Well, Alison, thank you so much for coming on the show today. You are my last interview for the day, and I feel at peace. And I'm going to go out, and Ash will probably be like, I got this for you, I got that for you. I'll be like, just let me be at peace. It's all,
Sally,
yes.
can I just give my the URL / for the so people can.
Ah, for sure. Oops, hang on, wrong button. There she is. Yes, Alison, please do. I'm sure you've got a gift for our listeners, right?
Yes, there's a beautiful gift. We have a 35-minute meditation called Grounded Soul Activation, which is an extension of what we've done today.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you sign up for that, you'll also be invited into Divine Dialogue, which is a free meditation library. And all the meditations are channeled. Then, I'm not reading scripts, they're all channeled from source. So they're very authentic.
Mm-hmm.
And will take you on a really deep, beautiful journey to help you come back home to yourself.
Awesome. And what's the link for that?
So it's alisoneads.com/grounded soul.
Nice. All right. So we'll also stick the link around this for people to go click on. But thank you so much, Alison, for your time. It's been a delight and very relaxing to have you on the show. I had sore shoulders when we started this episode. I do not have sore shoulders now. So thank you.
Oh, wow. I don't think I've ever seen you so relaxed, actually,
I
Sally.
know. Normally I'm like this and I'm talking with my hands and I'm all kinds of different tones up and down. Right now I'm just like, I could do a meditation one myself for somebody.
Well,
Just beautiful.
sign up for Grounded Soul and then
I
you can
will.
listen to my meditations any day.
Wow, I definitely will. Awesome. Well, thank you so much. And to all of our viewers, make sure that you go follow Alison. I can tell you now, if you did not do that exercise along with us, I would highly recommend that you go back and do it. And if you do, shoot us a message and let us know how that went for you. And definitely go and grab that free meditation from Alison. All right. Well, have a lovely afternoon. And to all our viewers, never let anyone dull your sparkle. Thank you, Alison. If you had one thing you could share with people about, how to live such a peaceful, quiet brain, what's some advice that you would give them just as a closing off remark here for us today?
Well, just remember the finger on the nose trick and just take one step at a time.
Beautiful. Thanks. Lovely place to end right there. All right, guys. Bye for now.
Bye.
You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long.